Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Dr. Stone, which is on episode 6. Now, this episode right here looks really simple. Nothing much has happened, although it shows a little bit more of what Mr. Senku was been doing when he was all by himself, and then only then maybe halfway it started to progress. So throughout the first half, at least the way I look at it, maybe the first 10 minutes, it shows about Senku having to lack manpower, and he's waiting for Taiju to actually come back to life. And Senku was trying to wonder to himself, how was he able to come back to life in the first place? And he was given a hint when he saw a bat having to fly out of the cave, and he ends up going to some kind of dropping liquid, what is considered the miracle water he would find, and later on he will put it on his hair and it will break, and that's when he realized he decides to pour it on Taiju and many other people who are stone petrified, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. However, eventually Senku would later give a speech to Taiju not to give up, and he's looking forward to him getting out of his petrification very soon, blah blah blah. But aside from that, we go back to present time where Taiju will say the same words to Senku as Senku said that to him, saying, "I won't give up, you just don't give up, please wake up," that kind of thing. Eventually, Senku starts talking and he says, "Okay, can you shut up and stop yelling? I give you 10 billion points for finally figuring out that I wasn't even dead," that kind of thing. Eventually, we see to it that that Taiju and Yuzuriha are pretty much happy that Senku is alive, and Yuzuriha ends up making a flag for Senku for the three of them, or for some kind of village or something whatsoever, whatever you could call it. But eventually, Senku decides to give a mission to Yuzuriha and Taiju at the same time. He therefore tells Yuzuriha and Taiju to spy on Tsukasa's empire, because eventually he's gonna find followers and they will go underneath him. But we need to get our own kind of followers and make our army of science to actually go up against him. Although Yuzuriha is freaking out about it right now, but it's a way how to maybe keep up of what he's been doing here and there, because of sometimes when you find out what the enemy is doing, you have the advantage. So he's asking Senku is asking Taiju and Yuzuriha to spy on Tsukasa's empire for as much as you can before you come back and let's know what's up. But eventually, we have to it that Taiju asks Senku, "How are you gonna recruit some people? This is not gonna be easy." But Senku says he's gonna start by recruiting the people who has given out those smoke signals, because that is one way how to maybe ask him what's up or ask him to join up with him. Before they took separate ways, Taiju gives out a small language sign of his body, and Senku's like, "Hey man, you've been waiting 3,700 years. Only a couple months or years should not even be shouldn't be much for you to handle. So hopefully we'll meet again." But eventually there'll be a scene after Taiju and Yuzuriha take separate ways to go spy on Tsukasa's empire, that we see a little girl ends up fighting Tsukasa because of what he's done. She actually saw the entire thing of having to hold a woman hostage and he having to attack Senku and blah blah blah. But eventually, we have to it that Tsukasa starts to remember a bit about what's going on here and there, Tsukasa therefore knows that if he can find people that doesn't know much about science, he can have them underneath him, and then he can make his own empire, and whatever the situation is coming out of, Eventually, we see to it that, that Tsukasa just flicks the little blondie girl away and then uses a tree to trap her underneath, but not to a point where she's about to be in danger. And Senku will come in to actually rescue her, but it would take him an entire evening or so to like lift that tree off of her. He will later on use the science of like of some kind of historical person, which I forgot his name, to like use some kind of leverage of a rope with some combination of soap. Well, soap was helping him out, along with like using these rotating wheels whatsoever, or gears, wooden gears he made himself, to lift up the heavy tree off of her. Pretty much Archimedes. Yeah, Archimedes. Sorry for forgetting. But eventually, he rescues her, and then she goes like, that's pretty cool. My name is Kohaku, you know? Nice to meet you. And I go like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, when I saw her in the opening, I had a feeling she's going to be one of them crazy chicks that's going to be enjoyable to look into action, you know? But I ended up seeing a friend making a picture about this in his Twitter, and we see to it that one of them says, you don't even know the other half of what she's possibly capable of. But I don't know. We will just see. I don't know what's most likely going to happen, but we're going to have to find out eventually. So, until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!